Oh, you want to just work this thing? Oh, okay. Anyway, so number 3, you want to start with?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, printed below is the stockholders' equity section of the balance sheet of Taki at December 31st, 2005. Should be 2012. Look at that. You got 1/5 and 1/12. Using old problems. Okay, anyway, 6% cumulative non-participating preferred stock, $50 par value, million shares authorized, 400,000 shares issued and outstanding. No treasury stock, 100%. Common stock, $2 par, 100 million shares authorized, 25 million shares issued and outstanding, so we haven't issued 75 million. Then we got additional paid-in capital on both types of stock and retained earnings. So equity is 230,000. We'd like to know what the average issue price per share of the preferred stock is. What represents the preferred stock? Well, let's say we issued it all for cash. We would have debited cash for some amount, right? And then we credit preferred stock, and we credit what else?
Additional paid capital.
Yeah, that's it, right? So the amount that was paid for the preferred stock is this one, right? Because that's preferred stock. Everybody see that? It is, isn't it? And the additional paid-in capital and preferred. So what's the total of that? 45 million? 20 and 25? 45 million? How many shares are there? We only want the ones issued, not the authorized. Authorized aren't out there. Issued. Excuse me, issued and outstanding is 400,000 shares? 400,000 shares divided into $45 million. Right? How much is that per share? All right, ta-da, we're brilliant people. So it's just being able to read the equity section of a balance sheet, isn't it? Can you guys do that? You know what the journal entry is, right? It's going to be debit cash or whatever asset you got for it. Credit preferred stock and credit additional paid-in capital on preferred stock. Boom. And we know how many shares are outstanding. We're in great shape. Okay? On December 31st, 2012, Packy Corporation. It's hockey and Packy, too. Good grief, Keith. Okay, anyway. Yeah. Packy Corporation reported retained earnings of $90 million on its balance sheet. That's true. Does Packy have $90 million of cash set aside for future use? We were just talking about that. Let's hope not. All it means, look you guys, assets equal liabilities plus equity. The two types of equity are contributed capital and retained earnings. The fact that they have 90 million in here, does that mean I have 90 million cash over here? No, it means I have 90 million more assets than I had before I earned my retained earnings, and or I have 90 million less liabilities, right? It's a combination of the two probably. So I might have 90 million more assets and less liabilities, or actually I might have more than 90 million of assets and incurred more liabilities. But in any event, I have more net assets, right? Because of that. Not more cash. Wouldn't you be really mad if all the retained earnings in a company were in cash, not earning anything for you? Be upset about it, right? I don't want to keep cash around any more than they need, right? So you don't have to set cash aside for retained earnings. Compute the annual dividend requirement on the preferred stock. This isn't bad, is it? How much dividend per share? $50 par times 6%. How much dividend per year? It's like $3 to me. Everybody agree? How many shares? 400,000. What's 400,000 times $3? Let's hit 1.2 million. You guys can do this, can't you? Now, people just panic on a question like this and get nothing right. Why?
How much is it supposed to be authorized? Because you put, it looks like 10 million, but
It's supposed to be 1 million shares authorized and 400,000 outstanding. And here, and then comments.
you put an extra zero.
Oh, good job, Keith. What does that look like? 10 million? Yeah, now it's supposed to be. Good grief. Look at all the typos in it. Some of you guys can't work. All right. Okay, on January 1st, 2012, there were 3 years dividends arrears, excluding the current year. So on the preferred stock. So how many years dividends are they going to get before common shareholders get any. 3 plus 1, right? Said excluding the current year. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Everybody agree? If it said including the current year, it'd be 3. Done. Okay? So I think it's 4 years, don't you guys? How much per year? Before they even ask us the question. 1.2 million per year. Times 4. 4.8 million? So it says, Nike declared total cash dividends of 12 million to stockholders of record on December 15th, payable December 31st. Compute the dividend per share by the common shareholders. Oh, so what I'll do is I'll figure how much the preferred shareholders are going to get, I'll figure how much the common shareholders are going to get, and that'll be the total. First, the preferred shareholders get theirs, right guys? How much for the preferred did we just say? 1.2 million per year for 4 years. Yeah, 4.8 million. Excellent. Okay, and what's the total? 12 million. I can even do this. How much is going to go to the common shareholders? 7.2 million. Everybody staying with me? How many shares? Everyone wants to know per share. So it's 7.2 million divided by how many shares? Divided by the common shares, right? That's the common shareholders portion. Okay, how many was it? 25 million? It's the common stock. So what is it per share? What's 7.2 million divided by 25.0 million is the way to do it. How much? 28.8 cents?
No. Or I guess.
We do it as dollars, 0.288, right? Or 28.8 cents, however you want to do it. Everybody agree? That's all it is. It's a lot of money, but there's lots of shares. Everybody good? This is not hard, is it? When I'm doing it, does this look very, very simple? How do you get so simple for you? Do some. Do some homework problems, you guys. It's right in there. This is just straight out of the homework problems. Prepare the required journal entries, if any, to record the dividend on each of these dates. How much are we going to record? What's the total dividend? 12 million. Okay? If you want, you can call it, you can set up an account for dividends. You could have a cash dividend account if you want, or you can just go straight to retainers. I prefer to go straight to retainers. The cash dividend account would be a temporary retainers account anyway, the debit balance. You close it to retainers at the end of the year. So let's just put it in retainers. Or if you want, you could have a cash dividend for preferred shareholders and a cash dividend for common shareholders, 2 separate accounts. Feel free. But they're both going to get close to retainers. Make sense? So let's just go to retainers. What would you do when the date is declared? Debit what, guys? I'm taking retained earnings and giving it to the shareholders in the form of a cash dividend. So debit what? Dividends, or just go to retained earnings. How much? 12 million. No kidding. What am I going to credit? Dividend payout, because I owe it to them. That's it. I would accept if you did debit dividends, cash dividends, right? Because there's stock dividends, cash dividends, probably cash dividends. But that's just a temporary equity account, right? It's going to close it to retain earnings anyway. What would you do at December 15th? That's the date of record, isn't it? Okay. Nothing. No entry. What would you do when you pay it?
You would debit dividend payable credit cash for 12 million.
You got it. How do you do any liability? So you guys know how to handle liabilities, don't you? So what if something different? We don't care. Everybody happy? Yeah. That was pretty easy. I bet you could get all those points. Okay. What else am I doing? Another one annoying? I'm impressed you guys have copies of this in front of you. That's nice. Those of you do. That's wise. Wise. You know what I would have done the very first day of class? I would have made copies of every single one of them. Anybody do that? Every single quiz test I have copies. Why didn't you? What do you do? like running copies at different times of stuff that you know you're going to make copies of. They're all right there. And then I'd have on my calendar when I was going to work on it. I could, I want this done by. I don't know what I'm doing by a particular date, right? You still got time. You have the points left, right? A lot of stuff still to work. A lot of stuff still to go on. I didn't give you an example final, did I? You don't need one. It's the quiz and the test, right? You're not in the quiz and the test. You got it. It'll be nothing. It's really nice. If you've been working the whole time, it's amazing what happens when you take a time. It's fun, right? Well, it's got to take it. But it's fun. Don't have to tell me to do it. Got another problem you want to work for?
Yeah.
The next. Oh, we're going to do bonds. Oh, you know how I love bonds. We all love bonds. All right, so trillions, huh? See you later. And here's 13 points. This is out of 25, huh? Okay, I'm not kidding. This will probably be half of it. Trillion Corporation is 8 million face value, 5% 20-year bonds on January 13. The bonds pay interest semi-annually. Okay, so it's 20 years, semi-annual, guys. How many periods is that? N equals 40, just like that. Okay, it's sold to yield 6%, but it's 5% bonds. What do we use the 5% for? Figuring how much interest, right? So what's the cash payment? 8 million times 5%. So what's the annuity payment we're going to have? This is an ordinary annuity payment into the period, right, guys? You guys know this? No, you do. You're just getting it so it's on paper when you're done. Okay? So practice. 8 million times 5% would be for a year, right? How much is that?
For a year, it's 400,000.
400,000. But it's twice a year, so what is it? 200,000. Everybody got that? That's not bad, is it? So it's going to be interest of 200,000 40 times. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Okay? How much is that, by the way? Is that $8 million? Yeah. So it's got 8 million face value and 8 million of interest payments. If you buy this bond, you're going to get back 16 million, no matter what you pay for it. If you issue it, you're going to pay 16 million back, no matter what you get for it. Right, guys? It might sell for a discount or a premium. What are we going to use the 6% yield rate for? That's going to be my discount rate, isn't it? You guys agree? Oh, I should have written down I have a future value 40 periods from now of how much. That's at 8 million, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to make two calculations, aren't we? Okay, everybody agree? We're going to calculate the present value of that $8 million, and we're going to calculate the present value of the 200,000 40 times, right? And we're going to add the two together, and that's what the bond's worth. Is this bond going to sell for a premium or a discount? The market wants 6. It only pays 5. How many people are going to be willing to buy it? Nobody, unless you do what? Lower the price to the point where it earns 6%. That's it. So we are going to calculate the discounted present value of this bond. Okay? So let's do it. Okay? Let's calculate the discounted present value of it. I've got an ordinary annuity payment. You do that first or second, it doesn't matter. What's my ordinary annuity payment? Did you say it was? $200,000. And you want to take that times what? An ordinary present value, right, of an ordinary annuity factor. I want to know its present value. That's what I want to know right now. I'm going to take it times the present value of an ordinary annuity, right? For N equals what? 40. I equals, be careful. Yeah, not 2.5. This is 5%, which is 2.5% every 6 months. Should have said that, huh? But my I is 6%, but that would be for a year. So what is it for 3 months? Or what is it for 6 months? Half. 3%, right? Okay, so 3%. Sound good? So I is 3%. So go to your table. Present value of an ordinary annuity, right? find 40 periods, find the 3% column. It's there, isn't it? Oh, really? We don't have 3%
We
column?
don't, no, we don't have 40.
Oh, do we not really? I had to give you a different grade.
There's a 3%.
It does have 3%, but not 40, you only got 20 to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I must have given the class another table. I'm sure I did. Well, unless you have a really nice calculator. All right. So no wonder you weren't looking at your tables yet. By the way, how could you do this if you're at home doing this problem? If you go out online, you can find all sorts of present value tables and future value tables. Type in present value for ordinary annuity in Google, and a whole bunch. Okay? You can find anything now. It's not a system. There we go. All right. What did I say? 40 periods? Intermediate. What those are 40. Present value of an ordinary annuity of $1. Write this down. 23.11477. So $40 is worth right now $23.11. 23.11477. Okay. So 23.11477. What did I say? 477. Now look, guys, what's worth $23.11? $40 received at a dollar at the end of each period for 40 periods, all discounted back to now at 3%. It's a long time, right? Okay, is worth $23. If I invest $23, I can take out a dollar at the end of each period for 40 periods and have nothing left in the account and have earned exactly 3% every 6 months, 6% a year. That's it. So but I'm not getting a dollar 40 times. I'm getting 240 times. So what's the whole 8 million worth of interest? 200,000 times 23.11477. How much is that? A big number, isn't it? 4 million something? 4,622,954. That's what the interest is worth, right, guys? That's the interest. What's the face value worth? It's a future value 40 periods from now. How much was that? That was 8 million, right? It's going to pay out 8 million at the end. Okay. What am I going to do? I'm going to discount that at 3% for 40 periods. So with this one, you'd probably use your calculator, couldn't you? But if you had a present value of a sum table, you could go to 3%, right? 40 periods. If I use a problem like this, I'll hand out a table. They all look the same. Okay, so if we go to present value of sum table, and we go to 3%, 40 periods, I get 0.30656. Calculated, is that what you got? 1 over 1.03 raised to 30, or raised to 40, I apologize. 1.03 raised to 0.30656? Yeah. 0.30656. That's worth 31 cents. $1, right? Receive 40 periods from now, discounted at 3% per period. Guess what it's worth? If you invest 31 cents and you add 3% interest to it, compound interest for 40 periods, it will grow to what? $1. If you get your head around it, so you get it conceptually, that's big, you guys. For your careers, that's big. Understanding present values and future values. It's kind of hard to believe, isn't it? The money grows that much. But yeah, 40 periods is a long time. Yeah, 46 month periods, 20 years. Okay, anyway, so, but we don't get $1. We get 8 million. So 8 million times 0.30656 is how much? How much is the whole 8 million worth? 2,452,480. So what's the whole bond worth? 7075 408. Ta-da. Did this thing sell for a discount or a premium, seeing as it's got a face of 8 million and it sold for 7,075,000? big discount time. Yep, okay? All right, so we'll write the journal entry sideways, I guess, or somewhere. Okay, let's write the journal entry that goes here. What would it be? How much, am I issuing it or am I purchasing it? Issuing it. If I'm investing in it, it'd be the other side, right? Okay, this is issuing. So what do I get if I borrow money? You got cash, didn't you? How much cash did you get? We just calculated. 7,075,408. Everybody agree with that? What are you going to credit? By convention, the full amount goes to bond payable, doesn't it? 8 million, everybody good? Now what do I need a debit for? Sold it for a discount, what do you want to call it? Discount, on what? Bonds payable. What kind of an account is that? Contra liability, right guys? How much is that? It's not quite $1 million, is it? 924, is that what that is? 692? Is that what the discount is? We calculated it, right?
I have a question.
Did I screw something up?
Well, if you add those two numbers together, that's not the number you get.
Oh, for heaven's
But
sake.
hang on, but if you put in your calculator and you do it with the TMD solver,
Yeah.
that is the number you get.
How close is the one I used to get?
The ending three numbers should be 434, but that one's 408. So it's within.
Oh, that's just rounding.
Okay, so if I were to use my calculator, would you still give me the points if I had 408?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. 408's more accurate.
Okay.
So, 7075, 408 is fine.
Okay.
But you see what happened, you guys? That's just rounded. Okay? And you did less rounded than the tables did. So you can use the tables if you want, or you can use the calculator if you want. Okay? All right, everybody got the idea? So that's just rounding. So if it came up to 434, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anywhere in between those is fine. Okay? All right, so now they want an amortization table. What's the beginning balance of the debt? It's the 7 million, isn't it?
Yes.
7,075,408. Okay. What's the interest expense going to be? What do we discount at, you guys? 3%. What do you want to compound at? 3%. Right? Unravel the deal at the same rate you discounted, huh? So what's 3% of 7,075,408? $262 about?
24.
Okay, that's fine. What was the interest payment, coupon payment? 200,000. How much amortization do you think you're going to have with that discount? The difference? 12,262. That's it, you guys. So the part D says prepare the entry to record the first interest payment. Well, what's going to happen? How much cash are you paying out? 200,000. Look at this. We just calculated it. How much is my interest expense? What was it? 212. 262. Right, guys? How much amortization of that discount? Now, where's my discount? It's in a debit account, right? Discount on bonds payable. What do? Start getting rid of it. Discount on bonds payable. Of course, we're going to make this entry 40 times, right, guys? 12,262. So my discount just went down, didn't it? Everybody got it? What happened to my carrying value then? I reduced my discount, which is increasing the carrying value, right? Because the bond's going to stay at 8 million and the discount's getting smaller, right? Got smaller by 12. So take the 7,075,408 and add 12,262 to it, and you now know what the beginning balance is for the next year, right? That's how much you reduced your discount by. So how much closer you got to the $8 million. So what's 7075408 plus 12262? 70. We got it. And then what do we do for interest expense? Now that's my new carrying value. Take it times 3%. What is it? It's a little more interest each period, isn't it? What's 7087670 times 0.03? 212, 270? 630. Oh, it went up even more. Okay. And then what's the coupon payment? Well, it's always 200,000. That one's easy. Okay. And then what's the amortization? Difference, huh? 12630. Did I ask for that journal entry down below? No, just retirement. What if I did ask for it though? What would it be? Debit interest expense 12630. Credit cash 200. Credit discount on bonds payable 12630. You do it, couldn't you? So if I ask for two, you kind of like, oh, thank you. Right? Okay. Let's do the third one. What'll it be? What's my new carrying value? I just reduced my discount by 12630, didn't I? Which when I take the 8 million bond less the discount gives me what? 12630 more than that number. So what's 7087670 plus 12630? What do I get?
7,100,300.
Ta-da! How much interest will I have? 3% of that puppy. How much is that?
13,009.
See what's happening? What's the difference? 13,009. What would be the journal entry for that one? Debit interest expense 213,009. Credit cash 200. Credit discount on bonds payable 13,009. After I've done that 40 times, what will be the balance left in discount on bonds payable? 0. I'll have my $8 million bond left, won't I? Everybody agree? And I'll recognize all the interest expense over the term of the bond. Okay? What's my entry to record retirement of the bond at its maturity date? What do I pay? How much cash am I going to get? $8 million. Everybody agree? And what am I going to debit when I pay off the bond, of course? Bond payable. So, everybody got it? Okay, how much interest expense is there in this bond? If I ask you that question. How much interest is there going to be over the life of the bond? Did you guys do that? Calculate it for me. How much did I borrow and how much am I going to repay? How much did I borrow? What do you think, guys? Looks to me like $7,075,408. Everybody agree? How much am I going to repay? $8 million face plus $8 million interest. I'm going to give him $16 million. How would you get how much interest it's going to be? How about the difference between the two? That's it. Could you do it? If I asked for something like that? It's kind of a joke, isn't it? But you realize what you're doing. I'm going to repay the principal, the face amount, right? Of $8 million. And I'm going to give him interest. That's that annuity payment of $8 million. What that is this is $200,000 interest times 40 payments. So I am going to give him $16 million total, right? And what did they loan me? What did we say it was? 7075408. I like this question every once in a while, so it's in there. Okay, this is how much I borrowed. What's the difference? 8,924,592. Is that what it is? That must be the interest over the 40 years. Which is what? 6% interest? Yeah. Okay, let's do one other thing. What would be my entries? Let's change our entries to what if it's I'm the investor. Now I'm the investor. Tell me what I would do. By the way, your amortization table will be the same if you were the investor, right? Like the same. Tell me what the journal entries would be though. What would I do? At the issuance of the bond, what would I do, you guys?
What are you asking right now?
If I am investing in the bond, what would I have? What would you debit? What would you credit? If I invest, what do I give them? Cash? I don't think I can write over here, can I? Okay. What would I give? Cash. So I credit cash for how much? 7075408. And debit what? I'm going to hold it to maturity. Debit what? Investment in held to maturity bonds for the 7075408. We did this, right guys? A few days ago. Okay? So that's how I'd handle the investment. I don't show the discount separately, but it's still there. It's an $8 million bond, right? How would I show the interest receipt for me? I would debit cash, right guys? I would debit investment in held to maturity bonds for the 12262, right? And I'd credit interest revenue for 212262, right? Same memorization table. I debit cash, it came in, right? I would debit the investment, bringing it up. I'm starting to bring it up from 7,075,000. I'm trying to bring it all the way up to 8 million by the end, right? I debit that investment for the amortization, 12,262, and I credit interest revenue for 212,262. I keep doing that 40 times, huh? And what will I have in the investment account by the end? $8 million. And then at the end we pay it off, don't we? And what do? They pay me. I would debit cash for $8 million coming in, and I would credit investment and held to maturity bonds for the $8 million. Go back and look at the notes from when we did this in class. You could listen to me talk about it again. This one again, the one in class again, I think we recorded. Okay guys? Thanks for sticking around. Keep working. It'll pay off, maybe, right? It does. Hard work always pays. It's just that it's hard.